Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Cousin Greg, and today I want to talk to you about a game that just dropped. It's called BIOMUTANT. Now, a lot of reviews on this game that I've seen already have been like, it's either such a great game or it's disappointing, and I'm here to tell you that if you're even like vaguely interested in this game, I know you're going to enjoy it. But first, before we get into the review, I'd like to feature today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is coffee that's too hot to drink. Coffee that's too hot to drink. It's too hot to drink, but you're going to try anyway. It's hot. It's hot. I had found out about this game a week before it released through a clip from Conan O'Brien's show.
We're going to play a game called BIOMUTANT. Whoa!
I'm not playing, Conan!
Look at that!
I'm not playing, baby!
JB, it never goes like this. When I'm at the controls, it's a mess. You're a maestro.
I hadn't heard nothing about this game before the end. I saw that, and I'm like, this game looks cool, right? So I've been following it, and it dropped on the 25th. I bought it as soon as it released. And just before it released, like, the reviews were revealed.
Plugging BIOMUTANT to the moist meter, I'm giving BIOMUTANT a 30%.
And before I downloaded the game, I was skeptical that I was going to like it. But then, as soon as I jumped in, I was just totally immersed in this world of color and whimsy.
Here's someone who takes each day as it comes.
BIOMUTANT is an open world RPG that kind of like takes all of my favorite aspects from other open world RPGs. You've got the post-apocalyptic setting that you get from like those Fallout games, and there's a bit of looting going involved, random chances of loot, which kind of like reminds me of Borderlands in a way, just the way that it's presented to you in this very shiny fashion once you get like cool stuff. And then you've got an open world that just like, it reminds me of Breath of the Wild with how beautiful it is. And the fact that it's like a post-apocalyptic world where your character, who is like this little furry thing, which by the way, it's freaking adorable that these characters are animals. And anyone who tells you different is just, they don't have a lot of joy in their heart. I'm sorry to say it, but I mean, this game puts a smile on my face when I play it. But it also, with the post-apocalyptic atmosphere and the way that they use tools from the previous society, kind of reminds me a bit even of Horizon Zero Dawn. So, I mean, you've got like all these different influences on this game, and I could go on and on and on listing like different aspects that I find familiar between this and other open world games. BIOMUTANT is just so fun to play. I find the story to be, while it is cliche as a hero's journey, I find it to be very fulfilling because of the characters. Like, there's this one character named Goop who is like an otter, and he's just the raddest guy you'll ever meet. And while a lot of other reviewers are saying that the narration dials down the character of the game, I feel like it adds even more to it because these are animals. Like, they're not supposed to be talking in English. And it's kind of neat to have this narrator. And I'm not sure if it's the guy who did the Stanley Parable, but it sounds very similar. Like, his voice sounds very similar to the Stanley Parable voiceover.
He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Just a few moves left. Make them count.
So, I'm already conditioned to follow directions from a well-spoken English gentleman. So, hopping into BIOMUTANT and doing that, and hearing like different comments from the narrator, I enjoy it. You know, I've played a good amount of Immortals Phoenix Rising, and that's also a game with narration as you explore. And while it's not as heavy as BIOMUTANT, it's something I really enjoyed about that game and found unique about it. So to see it taking on more of a heavy-handed role in Biome. I don't know, I just really enjoy it. The game is also absolutely freaking adorable because you play as a little furry character and you unlock all these different outfits throughout your exploration that you can dress them up in. And like mine looks like a little Ronin guy right now, but there's all different sorts of styles you can get. Like mine even started out in a jean jacket or like in a jacket and jeans, like a super cool rogue character. So the customization is pretty well put together. The game also follows with traditional RPG open world trends in having a crafting mechanic, which I find to be very easy to understand. I'm not sure if it's just how freaking stupid I am sometimes, but in games like Witcher 3, I just can't comprehend the crafting mechanics behind it. It's too intricate. But in this, I understand it. You scrap materials, you can use them to build weapons, whether they be one-handed blades, two-handed blades, or guns, which is really fucking rad. And you can also craft different armor for your protagonist to wear. Or you can also craft different armor upgrades to upgrade the gear that you found before so it doesn't really go out of date. So it doesn't really suffer as you grow in your levels. Like, it's not a weaker gear. You can add more stuff onto it to, like, bolster it up. And it looks even more badass with all this metal and shit hanging on it. And there's even different classes. Like, right when we start up the game, the first thing you're going to go into is the class and character creator. And I find them to be very interesting choices. I'm still only on my first playthrough. But one I really want to go through was, like, a Deadeye, like, wizard character. There's one that, like, increases your psi ability, which is essentially, like, your magic and endurance for different abilities that you can unlock throughout playing the game. And so this one character is, like, I guess a wizard type build, and I really want to jump into that, but I've been playing a lot of Skyrim, and I do mage gameplays. And I do mage playthroughs on Skyrim, so it's like I wanted to go into more of a hack and slash player on BIOMUTANT here before I got into the wizard stuff later on. And speaking about the combat, by the way, while some I hear are calling it very repetitive, I find that maybe they're not utilizing the like sheer amount of combos that you can use to like get stronger moves. And I find these moves to be, like, very rewarding to execute myself. Like, they have words that come up and point hitters, and, like, it's really vibrant. And usually in a lot of games, I don't really care for that sort of, I don't care for that style in a lot of games where they have words and points and whatever. But in this, it fits with the thematics of it. It just feels really satisfying in this game to have that all pop up. You also get to not only build more weapons as you go through your gameplay, but you unlock stronger weapons that unlock even more advanced moves for you to do. Like, I feel like tons of these reviewers didn't put time into going through like one or two of the major bosses in the game. And also, like, the game is absolutely beautiful. Like, every vista that like, every area you explore has its own unique personality and traits to it. And, like, you can take any of viewpoints that you find on this adventure and just, like, turn into a wallpaper because they're just so stunning and beautiful. But, like, there's a bunch of stuff to unlock, and there's, like, tons of stuff to explore. You get to dig through piles of scrap because you're like a little furry rodent, and that's what furry rodents do to scavenge. I find it very, very whimsical. I love BIOMUTANT, and like, I totally recommend that you guys play it. I mean, some say that it shouldn't be at the $60 price point, but you know, I honestly think it's up there with other AAA games, and this isn't a AAA game. It's created by like some Swedish studio, but that's not even important because the game is freaking amazing, man. Like, if you have any interest in, like I said in the beginning, if you've got any sort of interest in this game, if it looks even like minorly appealing to you in any way, you're gonna love it. And I really honestly believe that, because that's where I was, you know? I didn't know much about the game going in. I got the copy, and I was like so surprised with how enjoyable and fun it is. And I can't wait to continue on my adventure with BioMutant, like right after I finish this review, and just like get back into the game. Like, I'm so excited to play this game, and it's the first game for like a long time I've been so hyped to play. So anyways, that's my 2 thoughts. I'm Cousin Greg, and I'll see you in the next one.